Welcome to the JLLB Media Podcast, episode 12. All right, let's jump straight into something really fundamental for anyone running a business today or thinking about it. We're doing a deep dive into, well, the difference between just having a business and building a real brand, something memorable.
Exactly. And we're drawing heavily from this article, from functional to iconic, why your business needs to become a brand. Our goal here is really to unpack its core ideas, or understand why branding isn't just like a nice to have anymore.
Yeah.
It's essential. And what that journey looks like from being purely functional to, well, iconic.
Yeah, it's that shift, isn't it? Moving beyond just, selling stuff to actually creating a connection, telling a story people latch onto, and becoming part of their lives in some meaningful way. So, okay, let's start right there. The article makes this core distinction, business versus brand. What's the difference, really?
Well, at its most basic, a business. It sells things, products, services. It's functional. It meets a need. Pretty straightforward. But a brand, that's different. It creates that connection we talked about. It tells a story. It becomes part of how people see themselves or how they experience something. It's much richer.
And the article is clear, right? Just having a logo, a website, posting now and then, that's not really branding. That's just baseline presence.
Precisely. That's just table stakes these days. What elevates it, according to this source, is having a really clear purpose. It's about emotional engagement, making people feel something specific when they encounter you. That builds trust, and that encourages people to return, not just for the product, but for what the brand means to them, the feeling.
Yeah, you think about those big examples the article probably touches on, like Apple or Patagonia, Nike. Sure, the products are great, but the love for them goes way deeper. It's the story, the values, the consistency.
The community they build around it, absolutely. That's the kind of power we're talking about. It's not just transactional.
Okay, but I can hear someone listening now, maybe running a smaller shop or a consultancy, thinking, hold on, that's great for Nike, but I'm small. Why do I need to be a brand?
And that's exactly the point the article hammers home. That thinking is precisely why you need it, especially if you're smaller. I mean, think about it. The digital world is incredibly crowded, so noisy. Businesses pop up everywhere. If you don't stand out, if you don't give people a reason to remember you specifically, you just get lost, forgotten.
Okay, so it's about cutting through the noise. What are the really crucial reasons the article gives for why branding is essential now, like non-negotiable?
Right. Several key things. First, trust. It's like the main currency online. A strong brand instantly signals credibility. People feel safer. Second, emotions drive decisions. Way more than we think. People buy from brands they connect with, the ones they feel good about. Third, there's this logical flow. Consistency builds recognition. Recognition leads to preference. And preference, well, that drives sales. And another big one. When people really align with your brand, price often becomes less of an issue. They're buying into something more than just the item.
So they're less likely to jump ship for a slightly cheaper option if they feel connected.
Exactly. And finally, word of mouth. A clear, compelling brand story is easy to share. It gives your fans something concrete and exciting to talk about.
So yeah, the question flips, doesn't it? It's not, can I afford to do this branding stuff? It's really, can I afford not to?
That's the core message there, yes.
Okay, let's get practical then. How do you know if you're maybe stuck in just being a functional business? The article mentions some red flags, right? Signs you haven't made that leap.
Yes, absolutely. And it's worth being honest here. Signs like maybe your logo or your visuals feel a bit generic, or they look different on your website versus your social media. Inconsistent. Yeah. Or maybe you find it hard to explain what really makes you different from your competitors, like truly different. Another sign. Your key messages keep changing, or they aren't super clear about who you help and how.
Okay, I can see that.
A big one is customer behavior. Are they mostly just looking for the lowest price, not showing much loyalty beyond the transaction? That's a sign.
Right. Price shoppers, not brand fans.
Exactly. Or your website and social media. Do they feel disconnected? Like they don't quite hang together visually or in tone? Being unsure of your brand's personality, its voice, are you formal, friendly, witty? If you don't know, that's a flag. And finally, defining your audience too broadly. Like anyone who needs accounting services, that's not specific enough for strong branding.
Okay, wow. So if any of that rings a bell for you listening, that's basically where brand strategy comes in to fill the gap, right?
Precisely. Recognizing those signs is the starting point. It shows where the opportunities are to build something stronger. So let's talk about what it actually takes. What are the core elements to build that memorable brand? The article stresses it's, an intentional process. more than just visuals.
Right. It's not just get a logo.
No, it blends design, messaging, your core values, and really understanding your audience's psychology. It's quite strategic.
And the foundation for all of that, mentioned in the source, is brand strategy. What does that involve?
That's the bedrock. Seriously, strategies where you answer the big questions. What's our mission beyond making money? What values do we live by? Who specifically is our ideal audience? Not just demographics, but psychographics, their beliefs, aspirations. What makes us genuinely different? And crucially, how do we want people to feel when they interact with us? What's that desired emotional takeaway? You got to nail that down first.
Okay, strategy first, then comes the visual identity.
Exactly. Once you know the strategy, the what and why, the visual identity gives it a face. But it's a whole system, not just the logo. It's your color palette, your fonts, your photography style, maybe icons or graphic elements, and crucially, guidelines on how to use it all consistently. The point is, ensuring every single visual touch point tells that same core story defined in the strategy.
Makes sense. And brands don't just look a certain way, they sound a certain way too. That brings us to brand voice and tone.
Yes, this is the brand's personality in words. How do you actually talk? Are you super professional and authoritative? Or maybe warm, approachable, conversational?
Like us, hopefully.
Right.
Yeah.
Or maybe you're quirky or adventurous. This defines how you write your website copy, your emails, social media posts, even ad scripts. It has to feel like it's coming from the same person.
Okay. And then there's how people actually experience the brand online. User experience, UX, and website strategy.
Yeah, this is critical today. Your website isn't just a brochure, it's an experience. Every click, every page load, how easy it is to find information, it all needs to feel intuitive, seamless, and again, aligned with that overall brand personality and promise. It shouldn't feel jarring or difficult. It's part of the brand world.
And the glue holding all these pieces together, the source really emphasizes consistency across touch points.
Oh, massively. This is maybe the most crucial piece for building trust over time. And it's broader than people think. It's not just your logo looking the same. It's how does your team answer the phone? What's the tone of your customer support emails? What does your packaging feel like? Even your invoices. Every single interaction point matters.
Wow, okay. Every interaction.
Consistency builds trust. Predictability builds comfort. Inconsistency, even in small ways, confuses people and erodes that trust you're trying to build. It chips away at it.
So assuming a business puts in this work, defines the strategy, builds the identity, nails the voice, ensures consistency, what's the payoff? The article talks about tangible results, right?
Absolutely. The benefits are real and impact the bottom line. First, you attract better clients or customers. The right ones who truly align with your values and what you offer. Leads to smoother work, better relationships.
I like the sound of that.
You build much stronger customer loyalty. People move from just buying from you to becoming advocates, recommending you enthusiastically. Your perceived value increases because you're offering more than just a product. You're offering meaning, connection. You can often charge more and justify it. People get the value.
That makes pricing conversations easier, I bet.
Definitely. Marketing also becomes clearer and more effective because you know exactly who you're talking to and what you need to say. Strategy execution gets simpler. And, importantly for growth, a strong brand provides a solid framework. It makes scaling the business much more manageable and coherent.
So, bottom line from the source, this whole branding effort, it really does pay for itself. It's an investment, not just an expense.
That's the clear message. It elevates everything. And this whole transformation, moving from just functional to memorable, even iconic.
Yeah.
The article presents it as a very conscious journey, an intentional process.
Right. It doesn't just happen by accident. And the source mentions seeing this transformation happen, working with businesses that are ready to stand out and build something lasting, maybe even a legacy. It's often framed as a journey that's, often guided through partnership, getting help to navigate it.
Yeah, reflecting on all this.
Yeah.
It really is about that intentional shift, building purpose, connection, and delivering consistently. That's what creates the recognition, the trust, the loyalty, moving you towards iconic.
Ready to go from functional to iconic. If you're ready to make the leap from being just another business to becoming a brand that people remember, trust, and love, start with a complimentary 30-minute consultation with JLLB Media. We'll explore where your brand is now and what's possible when you align strategy with design and vision with execution. Book your free consultation now.